the final week of the Remix Summer Games. Last week, the high school Purple Parakeets lost to the middle school Maroon Monkeys to tie up the competition 1-1.
That's right, Jack. It's been a close one so far, and whoever loses this week's challenge is in for our worst punishment yet.
Too true, Jack. Today, our teams are setting up to play an extreme game of Connect 4 relay style. Team members will take turns diving down a super slippery slip and slide and jumping into a pool filled with Orbeez. And not just Orbeez, Jack. We've also turned the water around the Orbeez into sticky, ooey gooey slime. They've got to find a disc and run it back and drop it into the Connect 4 board before the next teammate will get to go.
All right, Jack. Thanks for taking forever to explain the rules. Let's get started.
So, starting us off, it's Derek from the Purple Parakeets on the left and Andrew from the Maroon Monkeys on the right. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off. Look at those little legs running. They're sliding down the tarp.
It looks like Derek's going in head first, and they're both in the pool looking for discs.
Andrew's coming out first, but struggling to get out of the pool. Oh, he fumbles the disc. The slime really does make those discs slippery.
Derek pulls forward, starting his team off with a strong lead.
Emilio, not sure whether to run.
He might have forgotten that this is indeed a race.
Tim's right behind him and dives right into the pool. He's already on the way back, putting the Maroon Monkeys in the lead.
Well, Emilio takes what looks like a leisurely jog back to the board.
The girls are going head to head right now.
It's close, and Oz completely wiped out right into the pool. That was convenient.
Okay, now she's just playing in the pool. Does she even want to win?
Olivia, back to the board first. Andrew's already sliding back into the pool as Oz finally starts her trek back.
Guess she couldn't find a way to cheat this one.
Derek's determined to carry his team. Nobody wants to lose to a man with a Hello Kitty tattoo on his head.
Andrew completely misses it. Did he just give the Purple Parakeets everything they need to catch up?
Tim takes off looking like Mick Jagger, sliding across the stage. He's desperately digging to find his team's disc, but no luck. Emilio is right behind him.
Tim looks like a majestic gazelle using those long legs to keep his team's lead. Man, that slime is really slowing them down and making me nauseous. The girls are up again, and so far, this has been a close one, Jack.
Indeed it has. And oh, there goes Audrey flipping into the pool.
Looks like she got her disc. She's out, and whammo! She falls while on her way back.
Who says whammo? Boomer. Purple Parakeets sure are having a tough time staying on their feet.
And there goes Derek. He has a huge lead on Andrew.
Purple Parakeets really want this win.
But it's still anyone's game. The board is looking good for the Maroon Monkeys. Emilio casually sliding down the tarp, no rush at all to find his disc.
And Hello Timmy is right behind him and is frantically searching. Emilio picking up the pace and already back at the board. This could be the end for the Maroon Monkeys.
Tim finally finds one and heads back to the board. But Jack, what in the world is Osria doing?
Well, Jack, I think she's trying to play the game. I'm just not sure what game she thinks she's playing.
Oh, and she drops the disc. What a disappointment for the Purple Parakeets.
Looks like Derek is directing her on where to put the disc and oh! Did Derek just push Audrey trying to get off the line? I need a replay of that.
Well, clearly Derek has no concern for anyone and has his eye on the W.
Not great teamwork, but Audrey really hasn't been helping her team today.
No, she hasn't. Let's get back to the action.
Oh, and what is this? Now Derek's pushing Olivia. We have 2 cheaters on this team, and you know what they say about cheaters, Jack?
No, what do they say?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew.
And there goes Emilio with Andrew trailing behind him. There are lots of discs on the board. If Andrew gets back first, the Maroon Monkeys could take the win. This could be the final trip down the field.
And Andrew pulls ahead. He's on his way back, but he falls. Can he do it? And yes! Maroon Monkeys win!
Indeed, Maroon Monkeys are our first ever winners of the Remix Summer Games. This is one for the history books.
That means we'll be back in just a bit to hand out the Remix Trophy of Glory and our final punishments for the Purple Parakeets.
But first, Tim has taken up kayaking and is reminiscing about his past.
There's obviously a lot of past for him to reminisce about. Like a lot. So, let's check in with him on the river.
All right, so that game, kind of messy. I'm not gonna lie, some mistakes were made. We made some bad choices. But has that ever been you? You know what I mean? Like you've made some bad decisions, you get yourself in a bad situation. Listen, I'll be the first one to tell you, I know I look intelligent because I'm tall, bald, and have glasses.
Wow.
I've been making bad decisions my whole life, get myself in bad situations. Actually being out on the water, that makes me remember a time when I was like 5 or 6 years old. My family and I, we were staying at this lake house. And late one afternoon, I decided that I would take one of the boats out onto the water all by myself. Now, I thought I had this covered. It was one of those pedal boats. It's not like this, right? It's got the bike pedals that power the propeller. So I think I'm good. So I head out onto the lake and things are fine until I hit the other side of the lake. And then I realized I've got 2 problems. The first, I don't know how to turn the boat around. And the second, kind of like we saw a couple weeks ago, I don't really know how to swim. Don't worry, I have my life vest on today. But now here's the thing, I'm stuck on the other side of this lake, and as the sun begins to set, my mind is filled with all the things that are in this water that are gonna jump out and eat me. I'm 5 years old telling myself, this is how you die. I didn't realize it in that moment, but it was gonna take someone's sacrifice to save me, to get me back home. And think about that word sacrifice for just a second. I think it's something that we all do, we just don't know that that's what we're doing at the time. For example, some of you guys, you sacrifice at the gym.
25.
Okay, well, some of us. Or maybe you sacrifice time so that you can practice and get really good at soccer or football. I think at some point we've all sacrificed what we want for what our friends want. Why do we do that? Why do we make sacrifices? Because we sacrifice for what's most important to us, don't we? And here's what I love. It's the same way with God. See, he's always been willing to sacrifice, to give up, to let go of whatever he needs to save us, to get us back home to him. And here's how we know that. Because when God sacrificed Jesus, it proved how important we are to him. Now here's the thing, I know we joke around here a lot, but I kind of want to take a serious turn for a second. Because what we're really talking about is the sacrifice that Jesus made for you and me. See, the reality of your situation, of my situation, is that our sin, it separates us from God. We're kind of stuck in it. And so of course it would take the death, the sacrifice of God's holy and perfect son, Jesus, to save us. And so that's what happened. 2,000 years ago, Jesus was beaten, whipped, and nailed to a cross to pay the price for our sins. See guys, that's love, that's sacrifice. Here's how 1 John 3:16 puts it. This is how we know what love is. That Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. God showed how important we are to him through Jesus dying for us. Now it goes with the territory. Sacrifice, it's not easy. So the decision that Jesus made to lay down his life for us, that was a hard one. Leading up to his death, we actually find out that 3 different times Jesus prayed and asked God if he could avoid having to make that sacrifice, if he could get out of having to go through all that pain. But eventually, in the end, of course, Jesus always looked up at God and said, not what I want, but what you want. What you want me to do, that's what I'll do. Because we sacrifice for what's most important to us. And it shows what's most important to us. So think about you for a second. Actually, let me give you an example from my life. Something I have a hard time sacrificing, giving up, sleep. All right, listen, I'll be honest, all right? I have a very good, healthy relationship with my bed, and that comes through quality time, all right? Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I love to hit the snooze button over and over again just to get some extra sleep in the morning. Problem is, before I know it, I'm out of time. I can't pause, slow down, talk with God, pray, start my day the right way. If I'm honest, I probably need somebody like this in my life. Okay, but seriously, the real question that I have to ask myself is, am I willing to sacrifice sleep to have a good relationship with Jesus? I mean, if he's the most important thing in my life, why wouldn't I? Now, sleep's the thing that I probably need to give up a little bit of this week so that I can have a good relationship with Jesus. What about for you though? What's one thing that you need to sacrifice, and that means you give up, you let go of, so that you can have a good, healthy relationship with Jesus? Here's what I mean. Let's go back to my story for a second. I'm 5 years old, I'm stuck on the water, the sun's going down, I'm thinking about what's underneath the water that's gonna jump out and eat me. All of a sudden though, I hear someone shouting my name. I turn around and across the lake, I see my dad diving headfirst into the lake, and he swims across looking all like Aquaman. Hops in the boat,
Permission to come aboard.
and gets me back home to safety. I'll never forget in that moment, my dad didn't hesitate to risk his safety or sacrifice his comfort to save me, to get me back home. Honestly, I think that's just a small picture of what Jesus has done for us. He saw the mess that we were in and was willing to dive in, to give up everything, to sacrifice his life for you and me because we matter to him. Now here's the question, if he's the most important thing to you, what's one thing that this week you need to give up, you need to sacrifice to show that he really is the most important thing to you? All right, it looks like I'm getting ready to go under an overpass, so it's gonna get loud, but we've talked about sacrifice today. I want you to settle in. This is gonna be great because your student team, they're gonna sacrifice for you in our final punishment of the Remix Summer Games.
It's time to see what happens for the winners and the losers of the Remix Summer Games. So we have Jack live on location to see how they're doing right now. Over to you, Jack.
All right, well, thanks, Jack. It's been a hard-fought battle, but we have the winners of the Remix Trophy of Glory right here. Representing middle school, it's the Maroon Monkeys.
Right.
Congrats, guys. Anything you have to say?
Middle school's the best.
The best.
Maroon Monkeys for life, baby.
Ooh, all right, well, you guys head out. Congrats on your win. And then right behind me, we also have the losing team, Purple Parakeets up there. They're duct taped to those boards, and we had some students come in to help us out. They have tables full of disgusting food, and they're gonna have 60 seconds to completely cover those guys in whatever they can. All right, are you guys ready? Let's go! All right, on your marks, get set, go!
Oh, it's in my eyes! Oh, look at that! The vinegar in my eyes! You can Oh, yeah! Thank you, sir, man! Thank you, sir, my eyes are burning. Forgot we had sardines. Let's go. I got some macaroni in my hand.
All right, finishing up in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see how the losers are doing. Oh, this is disgusting.
Golly.
All right, Emilio, how you feeling?
The vinegar burns. It burns so
You
bad.
get vinegar in your eyes?
Yeah, I sure did.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
Dude, I can't open my eyes. They hurt so bad.
Is it the vinegar?
Yeah.
Well, just there you go. You're good. You're
I have some macaroni and cheese in my hand.
You
though.
got some fish right there. Oscar, are you gonna throw up? Please throw up.
I can't, I'm gonna cry because I
Tim, how are you doing? Oh, good. All right, guys, well, that is not it for Remix. Make sure you come and check us out next week because we're bringing the paintball gun back. So, we'll see you guys there.